So the attack against black men still ain't stopping, y'all. I want you to check out this video here.
Black men, two things to consider when you watch this video. If you haven't seen it, I'm going to play it so you can watch it. Number one, when we are not present, people act all kind of ways with our mothers, aunts, grandmothers, sisters, and family members. And that's what happened in this polling place. Those are our relatives that work at these polling locations in our communities. And if we're in the line to vote, notice there are no men in the room. If we're in the line to vote, certain conduct is not going to happen because they know they can't get away with behaving a certain way with our people while we are there. Or they should not be able to get away with behaving a certain way with our people while we're there. Number two, if you happen to be supporting the same candidate as this guy, how? Because you look like him, and you should consider that.
All right, then shut the hell up and let me vote.
Wow. Wow, God. Oh. Wow. 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 Wow.
So here we have, once again, another case where black men are being blamed. In this particular case, it's a black man that's blaming other black men for not being there at this specific moment in time. Now, I think we can all agree that, you know, what that dude was doing there or whatever, regardless of who said what first and all of that, that kind of behavior at a polling station, you know, it's just simply wrong and it should not be tolerated at all. So nobody at all here is going to defend that foolishness, okay? But for this dude to come and to suggest that somehow take this huge mental leap and to assume that that black men are not voting, and if black men were voting, this would never happen. It's just utterly ridiculous. I mean, just forget that perhaps black men are actually out there. Not only did they already vote like many other Americans did, but maybe they're working. But again, this is something that we addressed in our other videos recently, just about this ongoing topic, you know, that somehow this Kamala situation is putting in black people's minds, not all black people's minds, that somehow black men never show up and we never defend our women. It's just, I don't understand how people who claim to know history, you skip over the many, many times that black men have come to the aid and the rescue of our women. And this dude is proving that there are a lot more simps out here than we thought. Regardless of how this election turns out, one thing is for certain. What we know today as the black community is not going to be the same after it. There's going to be a lot of weeding that's going to have to be done. I don't know about you, but I'm certainly taking note of every person who was out here attacking black men, attacking black women, simply because they won't vote for the Indian one. It's so funny to me because these same people who want to bash black men for not voting a certain way, you got people out here threatening to leave their husbands, withholding sex, calling hoping death comes upon black men. Now, this is all coming from black women now.
Oh, and this is like the last thing I'm going to say. It's the first of the month, so I'm just going to get all my hot takes out. I don't give a what happens to any black man on this app, including being the neck by a white man who has still not been arrested. I don't care, because these are the same men that said that they're not going to vote for black women unless they get child support forgiveness. We need to understand that black men ask for people to not take their lives seriously, to not care if someone unjust them or uses like excessive force on them. They told us that they don't give about none of that. All they care about is child support forgiveness. So I don't give if there's a story of a black man from a tree or anything else at this point. I don't care anymore. I care about what's happening to black women, but not black men.
By the way, the stuff I'm saying, now all of a sudden we're supposed to be the first in line to rescue you? I think the thing that really gets me, though, about this is how quickly people are willing to pivot to just simply just blaming a black man. I mean, this is out of all the mess and the craziness that has happened during this election season. What it showed me is just how black men are always on the tip of people's tongues when it comes to blaming something. And that has been an eye-opening experience for me. But I want you to keep in mind, again, this is just one instance in time. We don't know the whole story. We don't know, maybe black men were on the way. Maybe they were dealing with something outside. We don't know. But this one instance in time, this dude wants to conclude that black men aren't involved, black men aren't around, and all of that. The truth is that there are millions of voting transactions that are happening, that have already taken place, and most of those cases have been very peaceful. People aren't acting up. People aren't acting a fool. In fact, the one I went to yesterday, I'm in a county that has a majority of white people, and it was very peaceful. People were laughing, the whole nine, and the man who actually handed me my ballot was a black man. So miss me with this foolishness that somehow black men ain't showing up kind of nonsense. Now, if you want to know a story about a black man who was present, I want to show you this video.
A Mobile woman has been indicted for allegedly committing election fraud in Mobile County. Michelle Toomey is facing 2 felonies and a misdemeanor.
The Mobile County DA's office says Toomey forged the signature of a man who was incapacitated at a nursing home where she worked. Fox 10 News reporter Ariel Mallory is in the breaking news center.
All right, Ariel, you spoke with the DA about this. What is he saying?
Well, Anise and Cameron, Keith Blackwood says Michelle Toomey was filling out an application for an absentee ballot for someone who was ruled ineligible to vote. Now, we are just a week away from the general election, and he says anyone caught breaking election laws will be prosecuted.
Someone can just fill out paperwork for somebody else who can't even consent to that and then try to vote for them. That's not free and fair.
Mobile County is seeing its first case of alleged election fraud, according to the district attorney's office. Michelle Toomey was indicted by a grand jury this month, charged with voter harvesting, identity theft, and forgery. According to the indictment, on September 26, Toomey tried to obtain an absentee ballot by filling out a ballot application form. It turns out the form wasn't for her, but for an incapacitated man at a nursing home, according to District Attorney Keith Blackwood.
Toomey filled out the vote application form and then used the victim's hand with a pen in it to draw an X on the signature line, and then submitted that to probate court in an effort to receive a ballot, an absentee ballot, for this incapacitated victim.
Blackwood says the victim was ruled ineligible to vote because of his incapacity. He also says Toomey works at the nursing home where this happened. Now, while the nursing home isn't being named, Blackwood says rules were sent to the employees to make sure something like this didn't happen.
In an effort to make sure that no one was disenfranchised of a legitimate vote, which was a good thing. However, it was very clear in that communication what the law was, what would be a violation of the law. And that is what Ms. Toomey is alleged to have done.
I did ask if any other cases of election fraud have happened at this nursing home or anywhere else in Mobile County, and he says they are not investigating any other cases right now.
Thank you again, you guys, for tuning in. Tonight, our next broadcast, we're going to do a video, and basically the topic is going to be why the black church is no longer a place for men who are full of character, good character, and are straight. And we're going to get into it. And of course, like always, we're going to bring a ton of receipts, and we're going to get into this conversation. So make sure you tune in for that. Keep your eyes open for that. And that's it, you guys. Listen, you take care, and I'll see you again soon.